Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome, Christopher James from Oryx Consulting again, and welcome back to Oryx Talks. This is the platform where we like to discuss all things construction, machinery and technology within the construction and machinery space. So I hope you're liking some of this content that we are putting out, and I really hope that it's adding some value to your projects, to the way that you're thinking and the way that you are conducting business. I know that we've only just started, but there is some really good content here, and it's the kind of content that is it's different to what I've ever seen on any of the social media as well. I wanted to talk today about a recent trip that we took to our good friends down in Dubai. It's a company, MHJ, Heavy Equipment Trading. MHJ Heavy Equipment Trading is run by a lovely gentleman, Anas. Anas from MHJ deals in used equipment for the mining and construction industries around the world. Anas and his father have been doing this for some 30 years now in Dubai, and Anas is originally from Jordan. We recently got invited down to his premises to speak about slingers. We didn't really know what we were in for, apart from that he had some customers coming that were coming to see about specialised concrete machinery. In particular, this was a truck-mounted mobile batching equipment out of France. Anyway, we went down to see Anas at the shop there, and we brought our standard presentation that we have, a little bit modified for some of the guests, which we didn't really know what type of guests we were putting this function on for, or the function that we were invited to, I should say. So in the morning presentation, we had people there from obviously Australia, Lindsay being from the USA, Anas being from Jordan, and Anas's offsider being from Russia. Then the customers were from Iraq, Kuwait, Libya, and Syria, I believe, as well. That was just in the morning's presentation. In the afternoon presentation, we had people from Malaysia, Philippines, Sri Lanka, India, Ireland, and the UK as well, and Mauritius as well, from Mauritius. It was a global event. To think that we only really had somewhere in the vicinity of 20 people in total between the morning presentation and the afternoon presentation, to cover people from that many countries was amazing, absolutely amazing. But what the real message that I want to get across here is this platform that Anas put the groundwork in for was absolutely fantastic for sharing of information, sharing of technology, and sharing of knowledge, an open platform for sharing knowledge. I know we hear about this a lot on social media, but this really was not a one-on-one, but as close as you're going to get to a one-on-one. So we started with the presentation from the concrete mobile batching equipment, which was absolutely fantastic. We learnt an immense amount we learnt a lot through this presentation, and things that we can then hand on to a lot of our customers that we have in the consulting area that we are involved in. Some of this technology we can bring to help our customers that are doing the remote projects, and this equipment really helps with that. So we learnt a lot there. We then learnt a lot as we went around the room with questions and answers on that concrete equipment. For argument's sakes, the issues that are faced within the Emirates being totally different to issues with concrete on the outside, so anywhere throughout the other GCC countries. Very fascinating for ourselves, and it was great to learn some of the issues that are facing the local contractors, especially in Dubai, and what the very strict regulations around concrete as a whole. So it was a great platform for gaining information, but also gaining issues. So then, our brain starts getting to work on, okay, well, if they have these problems, how can we then add value to their respected work that they carry out? So then we start going back to, okay, we went to this trade show, we went to this trade show, what equipment was on display at these trade shows, and how can we bring that back and pass that information on. So it was a wonderful event, and I spoke to Anas afterwards, and it would be really beneficial for all of us that we do this on a regular basis. So we're working with Anas to try and work out what is the best scenario, or how best can we perform this on a regular basis, and we'd really like to bring you along when we are doing this. The gap sometimes between equipment and equipment manufacturers and equipment salespeople and the construction industry sometimes is polars apart, and to try and get that right meeting, or get in front of the right person, or get in front of the decision maker, is sometimes very, very difficult. So this was a very relaxed atmosphere, very open. There were some very candid questions indeed. There was some of them were no holds barred. The guys with the concrete, the ready mix concrete batching plants locally here in the Emirates had some very strict regulations imposed upon them, and they weren't backwards in coming forwards on what those regulations were, and telling the gentleman with the mobile batching plant that how they don't see this particular product working. So it was really good to get that feedback from those guys. But if you weren't in that meeting or that presentation or those surroundings, you would never have known those, I don't believe. You would probably try sending an email or making a phone call, and it would fall on deaf ears. So I think platforms like this bring so much value both to the contractor and the supply companies to the local contractors as well. I really think as we progress with Anas and trying to bring value to our customers first and foremost, that this will be something that I think that we can really take and go places with, because it is so good for sharing of information and sharing of knowledge. So look, I just wanted to get that out there, because very rarely do you get so many people in a controlled environment, but very, very relaxed at the same time, where they're open and willing to talk about the issues within their respected industries and organisations. And this event that Anas and MHJ Heavy Trading put on, I believe was absolutely fantastic, and I seriously can't wait to go and do another one. We've even spoken that we would speak about many things within these presentations that Anas would like to put on, where we can speak to contractors about maintenance, and in particular preventative maintenance. We don't necessarily have to be speaking about slingers all the time. So look, I think if you ever have an opportunity, wherever you might be in the world and whatever industry that you're in, if you have opportunities for that setting where it can be very open, very frank discussions with equipment suppliers, with technology, people that have equipment that's technologically advanced equipment, and the contractors, and you can bring them all in a relaxed setting. I see it a lot in trade shows, and people that really want to push you in a particular area. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about an open collaboration where you can pass freely information on about many things that you are involved in. So I really hope that you can take something away from this, and I hope that I've portrayed this correctly, that you can understand the value that it brought to us. And we were only invited to come and talk about slingers at the time, but I can tell you honestly that we walked away with more information than we went there to give to people, and I really found that fantastic. So we're really looking forward to the next one, and hopefully we can do it on a regular basis, and I really hope that we can bring you along for the ride as well. So look, I hope that added some value to your world, your construction world, And as always, if you like the content that we are putting on here, please hit the subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so you do get the notifications on when we post something new. So stay safe out there, construction world. Thanks for listening, and we will talk to you next time on Oryx Talks.